How can I help? How do I help people during this time when I see so many struggling around me? I stay at home as much as possible, and on the rare occasion I need to go to the supermarket, I wear a mask, I wear gloves to protect myself, my family, and the others around me. But there's so many people I feel I can't help. Those who are struggling financially, and their livelihood is at stake, both people and businesses. My wife and I do what we can. We donate here and there, and our tradition recognizes that even a penny, $20, anything you can give helps fulfill the mitzvah of tzedakah. And the word tzedakah doesn't mean charity, it means justice. There's a certain kind of justice, righting the world when one gives charity. But the truest form of that is not giving a dollar here, a dollar there. It's a mitzvah talked about in this week's parasha, Behar, Bechukotai. It's a double parsha. And that's the mitzvah of giving alone. And the power of a loan is that unlike charity, which is still beautiful and important, when someone receives charity, they're in a place where they know they're in dire straits. But when someone gets a loan, they feel like it's a business deal, like they're being invested in, like they matter. And even if they can't pay it back, by the fact that they feel like they might be able to, it gives them back their dignity and their humanity, and it raises them up. But we also have to recognize that the point of a loan being in the category of charity, and a just kind of charity, it's not about making a buck. There are plenty of banks that give out loans. But when it comes to our family, our brothers and sisters in our community, we're not here to make money. We're here to raise them up. And that's why the Torah says in Vayikra, Kaf He Lamed Valmed, Leviticus 25:36, Atikach meito neshech ve'tarbit. When one gives one a loan, don't take interest. That means if I give a fellow Jew $5 and then I come back and say, I lent you $5, all I can ask back for is $5. I'm not there to make money. I'm there to help a fellow human being. And while technically this doesn't apply between different religions, the principle is still the same. Ultimately, our goal, even when we loan out money with interest to people we're allowed to, our goal isn't or shouldn't just be to make money. It should be to help other people. And the pasuk continues. Ve'areta merohecha v'chayachecha imach. And you should be in awe and fear of Hashem, your God, and you should live with your brother. So we'll come back to what this has to do with living with your brother, but one of the things here the rabbis are concerned about is how easy it is. Rashi talks about how easy our human inclination, natural inclination, is to want to make money off of lending somebody something, treating it like a business. But usury, rebit, interest, is so evil that there's a medieval commentary on the Talmud, actually written mainly by the grandchildren and their students of Rashi, known as the Tosafot. And in the Gemara on Sota 5a, they bring in this very interesting midrash, this tale, this belief, this tradition. And it says, Meveh beribit, one who loans on interest, matzinu be'agada, we find this midrash, this tale, she'enan chaim le'olam haba, that this person who loans on interest has no place in the world to come. When the world is at its end and everyone who has ever lived comes back, everyone's grandmother and grandfather and great ancestor finally come to live forever in heaven in the perfect life, the people who loaned on interest don't get to live there. Now that's quite extreme, and we should recognize, of course, that, well, this is a midrash, but it's here to teach us something powerful. And perhaps the message is this. When somebody is struggling financially, when their livelihood is at stake, when they can barely survive, sometimes quite literally, not just metaphorically, it's as if their life is either over or they're near death if they don't have any money. And anyone who knows or learns about these matters knows that people who struggle financially, those in poverty, are often at death's door. The death rate among those in poverty is extremely high. So the people who need these loans are near death. And when they're given a loan, when they're given an opportunity to get back on their feet, it's almost like giving them a second life, almost like bringing them olam haba, resurrecting them in a new world in which they can stand up tall and proud with dignity. But the moment somebody starts charging interest, every time that person starts to crawl up, to reach their way up to a new life, they're battered down just a little bit more because of another month of interest. And when somebody charges interest, they're essentially making it not possible for anybody to truly live, for anybody to be resurrected, as it were. And the message that the rabbis then are telling us is that when we surround ourselves with people and we don't allow them to climb up, we don't allow them to reach up and to stand up in a new life with dignity, and we beat them down so they're as if they are dead, we take away the meaning of their lives. And the consequence is that in the world to come, when all of them are resurrected and come back, the people who charge interest don't. The consequence of taking away the livelihoods of others is their lives are not returned. But if we raise up everyone around us, we raise up the quality of life and the dignity of our brothers and sisters, of our neighbors, of our family, our cousins, and our whole community, then we too are raised up, and a new world, a new life can come for all of us, both now and in the world to come. Shabbat Shalom.